Hello, my name is David Haynes. I'm the goalkeeper for Kettering Futsal Club. This is part of the series of videos that I'm doing that talks about the mind state and psychological part of goalkeeping. It's mostly opinion based and coming from my own experience, so you may disagree with what I say or you may find some of this really useful, but that's absolutely fine either way because I'm getting you thinking about your game, which means I'm doing the correct thing and hopefully helping you to improve as a goalkeeper if I get you to think about it. In this episode I want to talk about presence, and that's not as in the Christmas gifts kind. I'm talking about a psychological mind state that really transfers into our physical actions that affects others around us. That is quite jargonistic, but what I mean by that is best described in, I suppose, an example. If we think football, think of goalkeepers such as Joe Hart, Manuel Neuer, or back more old school, think Oliver Kahn or Peter Schmeichel. They were huge characters that really have an impact on those around them. So that could be inspiring their own back four to defend well, giving them confidence, knowing that they've got a great goalkeeper behind them, and also affecting their opponents. Think of a striker approaching Manuel Neuer, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, German international. You're running at him, he's running at you. You're very aware that that would be Manuel Neuer, I can imagine, and therefore it might affect your decision. And if it gets you thinking about it, and if you're thinking about him, it's probably going to be the wrong decision. You've got to be focused on your own game. So that given, that presence, that awareness of that person on the pitch and them having an influence is a massive thing in football. And I would say even more so in futsal. This simply because of the numbers. If you're a futsal goalkeeper, you make up 1/5 of the team. That's huge. That's a very massive part of the game. So if you can be big and really influence the game and make that 1/5 count to more of the game, then you're doing something very right. And I want to talk about really how to get that and how I've found that you can kind of create that aura around you. And kind of, firstly, I'll talk about more the benefits of it in futsal. Really going back to what I said about how it can inspire your own teammates. If they're confident in you, they will pass the ball and they won't make incorrect decisions or, oh, I don't want to pass back because I'm not so sure about him. If they believe in you, they will pass, and quite often that's the easiest route out for most defenders. Secondly, it helps them focus on their own game. So whilst it's really beneficial for you, it's also beneficial for your entire team. And how it gets into the opponent's heads. It can make them not want to shoot. If you've pulled off some wonderful saves right at the start of the game and you're feeling big and they know you're big and they know you're there, I can imagine they will stop shooting from distance because they won't believe they can score against you. Therefore, you are directly influencing the game in the future without you even doing anything anymore, which is a fascinating piece of psychology. I'm sure there's quite a lot of literature about, but really all we need to know is if you have that confidence, if you are big, then it's really beneficial. Okay, let's move on to how we can get that. How we can get that is difficult because I think it's very, very much linked with confidence. If you're confident and you're feeling great, then that's going to be no problem. You will come out and make saves and you will want them to shoot because you know you're going to save it. So that's difficult to create without there being some sort of catalyst to create confidence, i.e. you making a wonderful save. So let's focus on things we can control. And I think the easiest is attitude. Attitude you have complete control over. if you're positive, if you're excited, if you're enthusiastic, and if you believe that this will go your way, quite often I believe it really does affect and things do go your way, especially because it influences this presence and this aura that you create. So just you behaving in a positive manner can create a positive atmosphere around the entire team. Think the opposite. If you're moping around, if you're really not confident, if you're feeling small, if you don't want them to shoot, if you don't want your defenders to pass back to you, how's that going to affect your team? It's going to be negative. Simple as that. Simple as that. So I think you can try and be positive. Try and be defiant. They're not going to beat you. You're the goalkeeper. You're the number one choice. That's why you're playing. You're going to be saving it. If you're strong, if you want to be the hero, think of the hero example. Superman. He's never moping around. He doesn't shy away from a fight. He's going to win. Simple as. So you can be the hero, and as a goalkeeper, you are very much that last line of defence. You are either the hero or they score, and goals happen in futsal. So you're only going to be the hero. I see this as a very win-win situation. So that's one of the ways I try to create a presence, is to be positive and to try and make yourself big. So maybe think about that. Think about when you're playing in your next game. Think about how you're portraying yourself to everyone else on the pitch, your own teammates, your opponents, the crowd watching you, or your parent if they're watching you, or your friend, or if no one's watching, or even your coach. Your coach is massive. So if you can impress or just come across the right way, that's quite a big thing. So try and focus on this next game. Think about it, and think about ways you can be more of an impact even without doing anything. It's a very clever thing, and it's something that I think that often gets overlooked. So yeah, safe hands. I wish you the best, and stay tuned for the next video. I hope to talk more about confidence. I want to touch a little bit on matchday nerves, perhaps dealing with injury. I've got loads more videos planned, so check them out. Cheers. Bye bye.